Welcome to the Life Podcast, where we figure out frameworks to live the most fulfilling life possible. I share these thoughts and ideas from the lens of philosophy, observation, and critical thinking. My name is Olojede and I'll be your companion on your self-improvement journey. Please share and enjoy. This episode is, trust me, it's going to be a very nice one. I have two friends of mine on this, Victor and Benjamin, and we're just going to be talking about the creative journey, being a creator, and the downsides and the upsides to it. So, Benjamin, do you want to introduce yourself first?
My name is Benjamin, as you have said. I'm a creative director, a scriptwriter, and an interview host, apparently. I used to podcast. I am still a podcaster too. That's basically who I am. And a creative writer also, yeah.
Nice. How about you, Victor?
All right, my name is Victor. I'm into fashion styling and fashion media. I shoot videos, lookbooks, and anything in relation to like fashion that has to do with like expression using clothes.
Nice. Just to have a side note that Benjamin was the reason why I started this podcast. So big ups to Benjamin there.
Crazy.
So my first question would be for Benjamin. My first question would be, how did you move from podcasts? You started your podcast and then you decided that you wanted to do something more, writing. Like, how did you start that process of being a creative itself?
Okay, I would say podcasting was the limelight to creativity for me. How did I come into creativity? I've been everybody, we've all been writing since we were in primary school. So basically I cannot say I started writing after secondary school or something. We've all been writing ever since. But it's just the way you put your writing, you construct it. Some people call themselves copywriters, some people call themselves creative writers, some people script writers, in different aspects of writing. It's just about the construction of your writing. So I've been writing since after secondary school, after we left BA. Then the podcast was just like, okay, fun thing. Then it turned to a serious thing. Okay, let me be serious. He went to write a script, doing, and to be an interview, you have to do a lot of research. So he entered into the whole interview phase where I had to do lots of research, because I had to invite people to come and talk sometimes. So it's not like did I decide to, you asked the question, when did I decide to stop podcasting for another thing? I did not stop podcasting. I just realized that, there's this sound that you hear. You just, sometimes you talk to yourself, you meditate, and, you think that, okay, is this what I want to be doing with my life? Is this all I am? Is this all I can be? And I knew this cannot be, I'm somebody that likes doing I like doing different things. I like trying new things. I like discovering what I can do, because I believe this life is all about this life is like a full-time university. You have to learn. You have to learn every time until you cannot learn anymore. So I believe God has given me the chance to be able to learn and know when to learn, know how to learn. And to be honest, everything I'm doing now, I don't think I learned it from anybody. It was self-taught. So I just like learning new things. I like knowing new things. I like knowing how to do things. I like creating. So when I asked myself that question, that what do I want to do with myself? What do I want to do now? It got to a point, because I created 2 constant seasons of podcast episodes. You're a podcaster, that's not easy. It's not as much as people think it is, is piece of cake. It's not easy. have to think of scripts. You have to think of, okay, whether you're going to put guests or not, And luckily for me, the whole podcast thing was about like my whole story and other people's stories. So it was not so, it was not so difficult like unlike your own. Your own is like a whole different vibe. You are trying to, motivate people and all. So mine was about like stories, and I thought I could do something better for myself. And it was, it was affecting me. I could not balance thinking about getting better and also continue podcasting. So I decided like, okay, I'll take a break, like a full year from podcasting or from creating things. And, by the time I get back, I should have something to show for it, So I took about a year, and it was ever up to a year. I was so bored of not creating. It was so tiring. It was so tiring, bro. Like, I was just, there's this feeling when you're not productive. You just feel so shitty. You feel so messed up. So I was so bored. I was so fucked, man. I'm sorry for using the F word. I was miserable. Like, it was like I removed something from my life. When I doing podcasts for like 2 seasons was like about like a full year. So it was already like into me. It was something that it was like me. This is me. I like creating. I like working. I like being productive. I like doing something. I like creating new things. So I was like, okay, what will I do? What will I do? I started writing more. I joined the writing. There was this guy that asked that who wants to be in the writing WhatsApp group, and I joined. So they dropped like different topics. You could write poems. You could write stories, short stories, and stuff. Yeah. So I started writing consistently, creatively. Then, that's when my creative writing journey started. I took some courses too. I started writing. I wrote, but the only thing I wish I had done was to publish all the writings. I did not publish any of it. So I was just keeping it, I just write, show it to my girlfriend, my friends, and everybody would like be chill with it, And everybody like, guy, mad. There was this time I wrote one story and, I sent it to all my friends and they were texting me, bro, why did you end this like this? It was so controversial. All of them were like, bro, you should have not ended it like this. It's too tragic, all those kind of things. So like, those things made me like more happy than at that moment than posting it, seeking validations from people that would try to drag you and stuff. Yeah. So it's now I just realized that I'm gonna fuck them. Just post your shit. Somebody will see it and probably give you a gig or something. So yeah, I wish I had posted them. I wish I had not cared about people's validations then. So yeah, what made me a creative director? Then I just started consuming a lot of content. Speedy Moman, Koti, Chinaza, a lot of YouTube content, a lot of mad creatives, yeah. Say watching them, and I saw that I was trying to, I discovered the word creative director around late last 2 years or early last year, yeah. And I was trying to discover that, okay, what do these people do? What do they do? Who is a creative director? What do they do? What's making them spectacular? Why are they really needed? And I discovered that there's nothing like, there's no specific, okay, this is how it is. This is how they, there are rules to it, there are things you need to know, but like, there's no, how will I put it? There's no thing in particular that says, okay, you have to have this. You understand? All these people, they basically think like, it's their thoughts, the madness in their head they put into reality, and we are wild. Do you get? All the things they think they put to reality, and we are wild about it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to put all the madness in my head to reality. So I started directing a couple of things in school, interviews, more little stuff. I did not put it out too, because like I said, I wanted to take a year. I did not want to, put that pressure on myself. So I started doing all those stuffs. I tried to engage the script writing aspect of writing. Yeah, I'm still learning about it. I'm still trying to understand it. So yeah, I started engaging that, and it just clicked me that, bro, your 1 year is almost over. What have you got to show for it? I've always wanted my podcast Spirituality to be like a video kind of stuff, yeah, but it was going to be expensive. So I wanted to do something different. I still tell stories, but like I want to tell them in a different way, in a different manner. When I was doing, when I was directing these interviews for other people and writing their scripts, it was in this manner, it was in this unique manner I did it for them. So I wanted to do something like that for myself. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I worked with this girl, Dorcas Rabija. She's a photographer, a videographer, filmmaker, whatnot. We worked together on a project in school then, and I saw that she was really good. So I decided to talk to her that, okay, I have this project and I think we should work on it. And, we started working on it. That's when I discovered that, guy, you cannot do it alone. You just enjoy yourself. When you want to, as a creator, I believe as a creator, you can do some things alone, but like when it starts to expand, or when it starts to get to like aspects that you don't know how to do it yet, you get me. You have to like ask somebody to help you.
Or like, like a team.
Yeah.
Or like you get a team.
Yeah, you get a team. Thank you. You get a team. But me, I don't like crowd. I feel crowd cause wahala, cause stress, and I'm the director, so I'm not ready to be cracking my brain with my crew and also the guests, and also trying to get the resources that we need for the shot or something. So I just thought about it. What exactly do I need? I need a cinematographer, a filmmaker, and somebody that can edit. Yes, I waiting I never do. I dived into editing too. Waiting I never do, Jesus. I dived into editing too. I was learning editing, and she used to teach me some things. I learned some stuff on YouTube and on Instagram. I can edit properly now. I dived into video editing, and yeah, let me just go back to the story. I spoke to her about it, and she was like, okay, she's down. She likes the idea. Because if I say I want to start collaborating with people and not create a team, it was going to be very expensive, because sometimes these people want money. Everybody they also now. You understand? And these people already know what they want to do. But she was somebody that wants to grow in the project. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was really perfect it was like a perfect thing I needed at that moment. You get me? So I was like, okay, let's do it. And we started this whole The Crib with Benjamin around January. And yeah, we started around January, the whole planning, okay, how we're going to do it, how we're going to get cameras, how we're going to, manipulate situations. You'll not believe how many manipulations we've done, how we have tried to like manage situations and equipment and resources. You not believe it, but anyhow, it is what it is. We got it out there. That's the journey from casting to will I say YouTuber? Not YouTuber, I don't know. But from podcasting to creative directing to storytelling. Yeah, let's say storytelling, because these stories on YouTube that I call The Crib with Benjamin is about creatives. Yeah, so I'm telling stories of creatives. So basically, that's it. That's the story. I'm sorry it was this long.
That's fine. So Victor, how about you? What's your story of being a creative?
Okay, for me, like when I started, it was just me looking for a way to express myself, things that I was interested in, without having to like. It's not like I was trying to escape anything, but it was like I was getting a lot of creative thoughts and like ideas, but I was not putting anything out. So I started with like putting clothes together, putting outfits together, regardless of the fact that I felt like a physical approach to like fashion styling would have been better. But at that time, I couldn't like go out or like I didn't have like the proper connections to or for people to like sign me or like call me and say, oh, I want you to style here and here. I had to like create a name for myself somehow. So God helped me. I was able to like do that through like virtual styling first. Then over a period of time, like I believe that kind of like taught me a lot because I was able to get like in touch with more people that are doing like the kind of things that I was doing. So around like summer last year, that was the first time I had done like a proper like physical shoot with like proper like physical clothes, you understand? So I was able to work with the things that I had. Then that actually like made me expand because it gave me that experience. Even if I wasn't doing it like with somebody's company or with somebody's like brand, I wish to just bring things together and like bring people together and organize something for myself. Kind of gave me insight of what the industry understand. So I got into like photography and video editing as well. Not because I couldn't get other people to do it, but I'm in school, like where I am in school is like it's a bit hard for me to find people that are kind of interested in what I'm doing. You understand? So I had to like do most of those projects myself and like with assistance from my friends. So I kind of started gaining traction from summer to like December. Then I was able to do something for like a music collective. Then up to this year again, I shot like a music video for someone. So for me, the journey of creativity was mostly about expression. And it was like, you can't keep doing research and doing all this thinking. Because for me, before virtual styling, I would just like take screenshots of clothes that I thought were like, oh, I really like this. I like this would look good on so person, or like if you put this and this together, it would probably look good. Implementation, it started feeling like boring, you understand? For me, it was just a safe space for expression. So it just moved from like the hypothetical like marker board to like actually putting things out, like making a product, so to say, like out of research. So yeah, that's what it has been for me. Just creative expression, putting things out and like implementing everything I got through like research.
Wow. That was a very cool journey. It's just like being on this journey. It's like what I highlighted from both of you guys' stories was that everything is just means to an end. Like when I started the podcast, you know, I said I felt like I had something to say. I felt like I had something to say to the world. And it was until recently that I realized that the podcast is just a means to an end. Like I'm not a podcaster. It's just a means to an end. The podcast this is just me trying to say something to the world, but I'm not a podcaster. You know, and everything that we do, all the things we've tried and implemented, like is not who you are exactly. It's just part of the journey to where you're going to.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there was this thing that I highlighted from Benjamin too was not posting stuff because he said you wrote for a while, like did some stuff for a while, and didn't post it and stuff. Personally, for me, I struggle with that. I struggle with that thing of not posting. I feel like anything I have to say, I have to post it. Like now, that's why I don't write to my WhatsApp status anymore. Before I used to write to my WhatsApp status, I'm like, but WhatsApp status is not persistent. After 24 hours, it now depends on how people took a screenshot of it, you know. And I went to Twitter and I started to do like tweets and stuff, but it wasn't really gelling for me, and I had to like focus everything on Substack itself. You know, okay, that would be persistent for a while. Yeah. Victor, do you have any opinion on that? Like, is anybody
on like persistence, yeah?
Yeah, like creating stuff for persistence.
Okay. I feel like either way, your creative journey, you have to remember it's literally a journey. You understand? So you have to be consistent at also researching and not putting things out. You want to make sure that you don't just like do research and like put something together only for it to like fade away with time. You understand? So for me, it's like there's sometimes that you might not feel like posting something per se, but like if you feel like, oh, this thing is ready for me to like put it out to the world, withstanding number of likes or how many people will come and tell you, oh, this is hard or like this is mad or whatever, you still have to do what you have to do. Literally, it's part of the journey. Like every step, every project, every thing that you put out. So I feel either way, you should still like put it out regardless.
Makes sense.
Okay, should I? I think I've
Yeah, you can. You can.
Like Victor said, yeah, he said something that everything is a journey. Yeah. So either ways, it's either you are posting now or you are not posting then. So if you are posting now, okay, you should be thankful for the journey. Yeah. For me, if you know since when I've had the Substack account, Substack is a very good app, by the way.
For writing.
Yeah, for writers, it's very good. Yeah, you enjoy. This morning I spent about 2 hours on Substack, just reading different stories, and I'm getting addicted to it. But anyway, anyways, it's a good addiction. But I've had Substack since, and I've always wanted to just share my opinion and my own idea and my own fictional stories today. But I don't know. Now, like you said, like I'm referring to the journey again. It's the journey. Now I'm doing it. Now I'm posting it. It's just the journey. I'm just learning. Everybody learns differently. Everybody knows how to do their stuff differently. So if your own problem was you always post it, and I don't think that's a problem. That's good. That's good in my opinion. If you always post it, that's good because like there's confidence. Yeah, there's confidence there, and there's consistency there. Those are the two positive.
I don't think it's a problem per se. It's just something that I have to tell myself, like, it has to persist. It has to persist. So that's something I was.
Well, if you have something to say, you should say it. And it's good. And it's good now we have like apps for like Substack or Twitter. Whatever is on your mind, you just go and tweet it or you can, stack it on Substack or something. And nobody's going to pull your head like. I get you WhatsApp status things, and it's like I get that one. That one is kind of I'll be tired if I'm reading your WhatsApp status every time and you're like posting something every day. You're like having everything in your head is coming outside. That's basically what you're saying, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right? Everything in your head is coming outside. Everything you're thinking is coming outside. No frames, no filter, nothing. Just coming outside. As you're thinking it. So I understand the fact that you're worried about your WhatsApp stuff. But if you can divert that persistence and consistency in a whole different form, in a whole different way. Like the way you've rebranded yourself, like JB the Inspirer, like it's a whole brand. Now your thoughts can just be rebranded into that stuff. Maybe can be refurbished into your brand. It is your brand now. Nobody's going to be pissed about it. Nobody's going to be, you yourself, you might not be pissed about it when time comes or when it gets to a certain point in life.
Yeah. The medium which is coming out from, people will not see it as like just a regular post or like WhatsApp like so expression through like a particular means.
Exactly. So you went from WhatsApp status to branding your whole self to JB the Inspirer. So that's beautiful. That's lovely to see. And, people enjoy it. People fuck with it. And people that don't, people enjoy it. And people that don't enjoy it too.
Don't worry. The price on the
Okay, no alarm. So people that don't enjoy it to go and do their own or create their own stuff or to block you or something. I don't know. You should not give a fuck about this kind of things. Yeah.
All right. So another question here is that what factor does belief in what you're doing or belief in yourself play out in being a creative? Let's go with Victor first.
Okay. So for me, believing in what you're doing is the reason why you actually be like persistent. Because there'll be days where you do like a major project, like maybe one of those big projects that take more resources and like equipment and even probably more hands, like more people, a bigger team. And you feel like like the day you put this out, whether it's on your website or like through Instagram or whatever social media handle you use, like you feel like that's like this is the one that will like take me out of the trenches, that kind of thing. But like regardless, like God, you can literally post that thing. I expecting like, oh, like people, like somebody will like sign me or get that big email or like whatever. But like even if that doesn't happen, that belief in yourself is the reason why you go again, and like the next week or the next couple of weeks, you're like, okay, another project. Then you now like leave that project that you were thinking, like the hope on that project liberating you from like this whole thing of you doing everything you're doing now on your own. Like that's what makes you like, keep going and keep going and keep going. As I was saying, like it's a journey, so that's what kind of makes you keep going on the journey, even withstanding like the bus stops that like Benjamin was talking about taking a year break. Like withstanding the break, still came back, and after doing his own, sometimes I know sometimes during the break you might not necessarily be like researching or doing anything, but you still find yourself like somehow getting knowledge on your field or like things around your field. So for me, that belief in yourself is what makes you actually go on this journey. Because like, as I was saying, it's a journey. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. So that belief makes you like just keep going, literally.
All right. Benjamin, how about you?
Well, Victor practically said it all. I believe is one of the most paramount things, like one of the most paramount characteristics a creative should have. Yeah. Because you're even going to doubt yourself. It's not like people are doubting you. You're going to doubt yourself at some point that, bro, are you not just a fluke, or are you not a clown?
Guys, sometimes like you're wasting your time. Oh.
Yeah. Like sometimes you just sit down and the way you question yourself. Like I used to say this thing: you are your biggest critic. Nobody can criticize you more than yourself.
More than yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're your biggest critic. So that belief, you need them. I wrote last semester we took a course. It was creative writing and clinical course. And the man told us to write an essay. I can't remember the topic. Yeah. I wrote in the essay that I think I wrote something about like I believe in myself, or I take motivation from myself. Because every other thing can fail me, but myself cannot fail me. Like myself can fail me, but like,
Isn't that right that I wrote? Who am I?
Yeah. No, that's not even it. We wrote different essays. That was just one of it. Yeah. I was just expressing myself through last semester. But like, thank God the man did not try to record it or something. I was just expressing myself because, like, I mean, it's a creative writing class, and I can express myself as much as I want. So I wrote something like, it's good to have motivating factors, like external motivating factors aside from yourself. But if you don't have that motivating factor of like you motivating yourself, yeah, when every other thing is gone, yeah, you are going to be like an empty entity. Nothing to motivate you, no hope, nothing. You are just there. Maybe you used to depend on your girlfriend to motivate you before. When she's don't break your heart, nothing go move you again. Nothing go move you.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
I feel like whatever passion of like anything that you have passion for, I feel like there's no mistake like on God's side for putting that thing in your mind or like your heart. Because most times you find yourself like meditating on that thing. Like you might even want to say, okay, I might not do anything practical about it, but you find yourself thinking about a new project, like new output, new this, that. So I feel like you should also, apart from having belief in yourself, like believe that God did not put that in your mind, like just as play. You understand?
Yeah.
So most of our beliefs on our passion should be like anchored on God as well, and then ourselves.
Yeah, facts. There's the spiritual aspect too. That's facts, my brother. That's true. Yeah, as I was saying,
there was this. You continue. Now,
I was saying the most paramount belief is the belief in yourself. Yeah. No try to like take belief or motivation from other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Victor has said it all. That's just it. And if you think of something, if it's disturbing you, like if you're like maybe you're working on a project now and that project is coming and you're like, damn, I never even finish this one and that one they come, God I beg. Like all these kind of things. Just write it somewhere. Like Victor said, God did not put it in your mind for play or for jokes or something. He came to your mind for a purpose, and that purpose should be expressed. Yeah. So yeah, basically that's it. Victor said it all.
It was for my own opinion on it, like I paused the podcast around, not even this time last year, around June last year, because I remember the last episode that is last year was around June. And then the last time the point I recorded the episode was like May or March. And then at the point I was feeling like, the reason why I paused, like I was feeling like it wasn't sounding good. I didn't like the way it sounded. I didn't like the way the podcast sounded at all. And then I had to like tell people to listen to it. Apparently that episode that I released in June is like my most listened episode, because I had to ask people for feedback, like, yo, listen to this episode. Tell me how you feel about it. And people actually liked it. People didn't realize that, just like what you say, you're a biggest critic. And people didn't realize that it sounded so bad. To me, it sounded very, very bad. To people, it's like, it's actually fine. It's very nice. Like, why did you stop and everything? I was like, I was thinking about it, and up to this day, I don't even listen to my podcast. I don't know why. I know why, actually. I know why. I don't want to over criticize. I don't want to get critical about it. Like, it's a podcast. Let's leave like that. The video, if I do a video now, after I edit it, I already lost my energy on it. I'm not going to watch it again. Maybe in the next 5 years. But I don't want to start looking at it like, I don't want to start criticizing. I won't feel good about myself. Like, I don't like the lights. I don't like the design. So I just release it and I'll let it go. I don't even go back to it. I just feel like, okay, as long as I'm
sorry. But one thing you have to know is that if you watch it again, or maybe when you have published it or when you have released the episode, yeah, if you watch it or listen to it again, yeah, you can hear your mistakes, hear everything.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I know you get mad at yourself that, bro, you are thinking that. Write the mistakes down, work on it, and establish yourself and make sure you don't make that particular mistake again. Because mistake is practically inevitable. It's not every time you can, you can see the wrongs in things when you are working on it. You might see it after you've already published it. In fact, you might do everything now. You export it, you watch it 3 times, you not see anything. It's when that moment you put it out for other people to see. That's when your consciousness will now start speaking to you that, bro, this thing, you're not supposed to do this thing. No, the light is bad there. So like sometimes it's good to watch your video back or you listen to your podcast again.
Yeah.
The point is valid, but I wouldn't say to counter it or just to add to it. There's some mistakes. I wouldn't even call them mistakes. I'll just call them situations that you cannot change. So, like, when I was recording the podcast back then, before I stopped, I was using, I didn't have a mic to connect to it. And I didn't like the way it sounded because I didn't have a mic. And that kind of situation, the only way you can change that mistake is if you have a mic.
Yes.
And that's some kind of, I won't call it a mistake, Pastor. I just call it like a setback. And for me, it's not about okay, I didn't say this, because I listened to part of the podcast and I know that, okay, too much filler words, the video, repetition and everything, but that's not the problem. I'm trying to look at the fact that, okay, the podcast is not sounding good enough because the mic is not good enough. And I don't want to reminisce exactly. You don't want to reminisce on it. You're like, okay, just let it go. I know that that's the problem, and I know that one day if I get enough podcasts out, I'll be able to change it, or I'll be able to do this, I'll be able to do that. So that's just the idea of it.
Okay, I'll tell you what I tell my videographer. She's also like you. She wants to try to put her best, absolutely best out there. I just tell her that we cannot compare ourselves to people that are already making it out of this thing. If you try it, you kill yourself. Somebody has spent 2-3 years. Somebody has spent 2-3 years podcasting. He has changed to mic from phone. if you try to because you I'm so sure you're not gonna listen to his first episodes. You listen to the ones that are definitely, and you hear the better quality. You start to compare yourself to somebody that started 2 years ago that is better, his own stuffs are, and sometimes some people even start with good, good equipment, good resources and stuff. But is very, the percentage of that is so high. Is very low. So if you continue comparing yourselves or trying to compare your work to those kind of works, it's not good. It's not good for you. Now, what you do is learn from those works that you're watching, or that you're listening to, and try to make your own better, or make your own as best as you can be in the kind of situation you are in. So let's say there isn't an iPhone to shoot. When you shoot an iPhone and you take it to your laptop to edit, everything, the quality will reduce, unlike you use a camera and stuff,
Yeah.
So you know that this is the best you can deliver from an iPhone. Yeah. Don't compare yourself with somebody that is using a camera and a gimbal to shoot. Like, do you get what I'm saying? You cannot get that quality. There's no need to stress yourself on that. Just put out content, put out. You go back. If I listen to my first episode, I've said rubbish. If I listen to it, I'll just laugh. Do you get? It's just growth. Everything is the growth of it. So don't stress yourself bothering about how better it can sound or it can be when you have this and when. How better can it sound with what you have? That should be like your priority. Yeah. You should not get vexed that okay, I should have done better with what I had, not with what I don't have. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you can get better where you have, get better where you have. But if you cannot get better, that was your best attempt, or that was your best output from what you've done. Yeah, see what it is. You get better when you get something better. You understand? Then when you later get something better, you realize that damn. Sometimes just hype yourself. You don't try. You understand? With what you have. There's some people that will create mad stuff, with very little resources, and it's just crazy. Just hype yourself more and allow yourself to breathe. Not kill yourself.
Like I even sometimes not having those let's say equipment that you need for a project or whatever. Those things that will try to make your output better. It can be frustrating sometimes, but regardless, the things that you have, just capitalize on them to the last guy.
That's why I wrote that stuff on podcast and Substack, compromising. Yeah, you have to you just have to. You just have to. Is important. Compromising is very important. So if you don't have it, compromise. Find a way you can use what you have to get what you want to get.
All right. That's very, very good answers to the question. So another one here is how do you deal with how do you deal with low outcomes or burnout, or I won't call it failure per se, you're not meeting expectations. How do you deal with that?
Okay. Me?
Yeah, you can go first, Benjamin.
Okay. Firstly, as a creator, I know that you might not even musicians that are already up there, their numbers are not equal. Some of their songs go up, and some of their songs are not there. Sure, you get. So sometimes
they might not be doing that way.
Yeah. What do you say?
I was they might not be doing as well as they expected.
They expected. You let's say Fireboy now, when he dropped Tears, Laughter and Goosebumps, the quality was good, and he gave he didn't even give the numbers the recent album, not this one though, the former one was giving. It was not that the quality of Love, Tears and Goosebumps was bad. It was just because he has not gotten there yet. To get look at different people now. They have released mad ass albums before, but then the albums are not giving the numbers that the quality requires. You get what I'm saying? So basically, just know that you have not gotten there. I used to tell myself that I'm not creating for I'm creating to get better. I'm creating to get rich. I beg. There's no lie to us. There's no lie to us. I'm creating to get rich as well, and I'm creating to, I will not use the word fame. I don't really
Yeah,
have to say it. I just want my stuff to be out there, people to know me for what I do. Yeah. Okay, let's just say fame. Yeah. So I'm creating for those things, but I know that right now I'm creating a platform, a journey, a very good journey, a story. Yeah. Everything starts as a beginning and an end, or a continuation or something. So I just put it in my mind. As I want to put out this project, I know I just know it. In fact, I'm not even disappointed with the number of subscribers I have, because I was a podcaster and I knew how the outcome was. Guy, audio podcast in Nigeria is the most difficult thing to do, because you suffer with numbers.
You just say audio podcast anyway.
Guy, people will tell you that, guy, make this thing video. The demand of visual podcast is higher than
podcast.
The audio. So from experience, from the podcast experience, I knew that. I just know from there, from season 1, my season 2 numbers are better than my season 1 numbers. But then when I was in season 1, I used to feel disappointed. You'll have worked your ass, and some guests are not easy to get by. Some guests will stress you, network issues and stuff. Yeah, before we started this stuff, we had some practical tech issues. Yeah, and it was really stressful, can be draining mentally. And at the end of the day, you put it out and you'll be seeing 15 listens. I'm serious. All those kind of things, yeah. So this is what I used to do then as a podcaster. Then as a podcaster, this is what I used to do. I compared my former drop to my latest drop. Now, I don't just compare the numbers, I compare the quality. If the numbers of my former drop is doing better than my latest drop, whilst the quality is better than my latest drop, I'll not even beat myself on it. I'll not even stress myself. Do you get?
Yeah.
But then, if the quality of my latest drop is better than the quality of my former drop, and my former drop is doing more numbers, I know that I need to do more PR work. I need to put in the work. If you see Black Bone when he was hustling, bro, that nigga hustles. Like, if you see when he was hustling, he hustles. Like, now he's not even stressing like that again. Because he knows that he has the cane. So when you see that your former stuff is not giving what it's supposed to give, like your recent stuff has that quality of what it's supposed to give, yeah, push it. All kids, push it on your head. Let them drag you. Guy, really, all kids, let them drag you. There's something about there's something called negative PR. Negative PR is if they push. So you have nothing to lose. So if you want the numbers and you're afraid of people saying, this your work is kinikon, bro, you not get the numbers. You have to work it. Let people get frustrated that this guy actually work your stuff. What are you even working safe? Let me go and check it out. You check it out. Somebody will drag you, kinikon, this guy is below par, this guy is useless, kinikon. And that person will check, let me see why this guy is abusing this guy, negative PR. And it works well. So you will not lose anything from working your content or your quality or your creativity. Put it out. Yeah. Put it on your head. Now you get them. Now you create them. Now you do your stuff. Yeah. Now you do them. Create them. Put it out. Let people know about it. And if you know that you've done all you can, just I will not tell you not to worry or not to get depressed about it or not to get sad about it, because I literally get sad about numbers, outcomes, and stuff. Yeah. Just put your head down. Don't let that one stop you. You did it because you wanted to do it. You did it because you believe in yourself. Like we said, we talked about belief. Yeah. If you not believe in yourself, you not start. And if you not believe in yourself, you not continue after negative numbers. So you get there. Everybody will get there. Everybody that believes, we are all daring to create. Basically, that has been my motivation or my quotes these days. Yeah, everybody that is creating something out there, be it good or bad, be it something that is not so good, like the quality is not so good now, or is good now. Guy, they are putting it out there. Do you know how much? Like we talked about me when I did not want to put my writing out there. Why? Because I was just scared of the way people perceive it, or the way audience will read it and enjoy it or not. Maybe I receive bans or something. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage, like a lot of confidence to create something for hours or for minutes or for days. Some people create videos for a week or more than a week, and they put it out there. It's not easy to put something out there. So everybody is daring this whole world, everybody in the world to create. So if you are a creator, you are daring everybody that, okay, fuck it, I can create. Nobody, I don't send anybody. Like, I'm doing it. I can do it. I will do it. You are daring people, you are daring the world, you are daring universe, you are daring yourself. So you are doing something. Don't let anybody or numbers. If you feel sad, be sad. I will not tell you not to feel sad. Express your sadness if you feel it. You cannot curb your emotions. Feel sad if you wish. Feel sad if you want. But just make sure you never stop and you continue to get great. Thank you.
Why you, Victor?
That's how do I battle like low outcome, like interactions.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I used to have these thoughts that like, oh, the day you put something out, no matter how long it has been, you could like use like a month or a week to like put something together. Then you now finally put it out. Like you're actually eager to drop it. I feel like when you repost that day, or like you post the link on your Twitter or your WhatsApp or your Instagram or whatever, like, oh, I did this, I shot this video, I shot this lookbook or whatever. It's like, even after that day, you should, as Benjamin was saying, you should still hawk it. Like, you should still hawk it in the sense that, to me, it should even go beyond social media. You should actually show people, like, there's a way a conversation will just spark into, what do you do, this, that, this. It shouldn't just be like word of mouth. You should be prepared to show people, like, the outcome of, oh, I do this, I do this, I do this. I'm into podcasts. Okay, you should actually show them something, because it always sounds mediocre when you tell somebody, I'm into this. Then they're like, or then you can't like show them something that you have done, like the evidence, like products of what you actually do. So for me, the low outcomes, I feel regardless, it should just be you reposting, mentioning it, talking about it, pressing it, even in your new work. Like, just go back to it. It deserves reposting 100 times if you need to. If you need to repost it today, repost it tomorrow, no problem. I promise you that people that get it, people that will get it will get it. And the fact that you put your energy and your time and your passion, that thing is more than just like putting it out today and then like after today, like you're silent about it. Like, keep going, honestly. Even yourself, you might need to go back to it and watch it again, and you're like, okay, I actually did something crazy there. Like, you have to go back to it and say, okay, like, I actually want the world to see it. The fact that you want the world to see it means that people that their eyes are not even in that direction kind of carry this thing and put it in that direction to them. You understand? Like, you can even put it in your conversations. You can put it in, just reference your work, literally. Reference your work, like how we have this podcast now. You can actually reference your work in an interview, reference your work in like a conversation out there. Like, that's literally part of everything, like putting the work out. As long as the work is out, you should create like systems that will people to like, oh, guy, the link to this thing, let me see it. Or like, guy, can I see that thing that you're talking about, blah, 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 like that kind of thing. Just create a system that brings people back and brings you back to it as well. They're working on new stuff.
Yeah. I want to say something to what Victor said. Sorry. He said you should have something about referencing. Yeah. If like Victor did not put out his stuff on social media, or did not post his stuff, if I did not podcast, if I did not eventually post my writings, I will not have anything to say here. Honestly, there will be no point of calling me creative. You understand? I'll be no creative. I'll be nothing. I'll just be Benjamin. Now, if I'm going to an event or if I go to an event and, I'm in a new circle of various people and they ask me, what am I? Who am I? I say my name is Benjamin. I'm a creative director. I'm various things. Do you get? And I will say it confidently because if they ask me, show evidence, I feel show evidence. Do you get? I put it out there for everyone. And, who knows? Maybe my helper is in that circle. You understand? So just put your stuff out there, like Victor said. Fuck it, my brother.
Yeah. Word.
My own opinion about it is that there was this point in time where the outcomes affect me, like the turnout, or like the views, or the Islam and stuff. And what I had to do was I had to detach myself from my creations. I had to I have to tell myself that the outcome isn't me. I have to tell myself that because there's noise everywhere or because it's not booming doesn't mean that it's a part of it's like an issue of my parts, Sometimes people haven't just discovered your work, people haven't just seen what you have to do. And, it's really about the compounding effect that you might not really blow now, but in the next 3 or 4 years, like consistent stuff. I know one of the reasons why I follow people, what I realized that one of the reasons why I follow people on Twitter or like Instagram or something, because they have a lot of content. So like I go to their page, I watch one video, I watch second video, I watch those videos, I watch like the 10th video, and I'm like, shit, like this guy has a lot of content. I need to subscribe so that maybe one day when I have time, I'll check it later. I know that it's going to be dropping more. It's going to be dropping more. So it's more about the compounding effect that you might not show now, but then the next year and the next 2 years, when you have a lot of body of work, it's now going to like show fruition or take shape or whatever.
That's missing facts.
And the other thing now is that what I also realize is that when you're focusing on the outcome, it causes burnout. So like, let me give an example of like software now. I'm creating a website and then I've been working on this website for like weeks and then I only have a little bit to show for it. And I start to feel like I'm not doing enough, man. It's not going to work out. And then from there, you start to feel like you're burning out. You feel like you're not doing enough and everything. And one way I've been able to call burnout is just the process itself. Just this, enjoying the way I'm connecting with people, enjoying the way we're having good conversations and connecting on important topics and stuff. Like, I don't care how it turns out. Let's have like 10 views, let's have like 15 views, let's have 100 views. Doesn't really matter. As long as I enjoyed right here, right now, and I enjoy that, okay, this is something that's going in the history book. This is something that people listen to and enjoy and reminisce. So that's just how I handle it.
Sorry. Yeah. I don't know if it will help somebody out there listening to this. So one of the things that helped me, the burnout is inevitable. You, no matter how you try to, you surely burn out because like you are not seeing the results for your hard work. So you get frustrated sometimes, and that's fine. Yeah. So maybe this helped me because I did not really get affected with the numbers and stuff. Yeah. Even my friends were more affected with the numbers than I am. So before I started podcasting, I used to follow this guy, Edmond, on Twitter, and he said something. And I agree with Joba about following people for like reasonable stuff. Yeah. I don't just follow random people. Follow people because you have to follow them because of what they are doing. Yeah. So it can benefit you. And the guy said something. He said, if you are going to start the podcast, forget about numbers. Because if you think about the numbers, you will not start. But you will not continue. Do you get? So anybody that is thinking of starting on anything, forget about the numbers. Forget about how many views, how many likes, how many whatever it is. Yeah? Forget about it. Because if you think about it truly, if you think about it, you might not start. Or either you start and you stop after your first drop or your second drop. And that'll be all for you. And you're done. And it's not going to be anything like that. So if you want to start something, forget about the numbers. Just do it. You understand? Just there. Yeah. There.
All right. So another question here is, how do you deal with feedback or people's opinions relating to your creative work? Victor.
Okay. So when people like give me their feedback from the things I put out, I try to use it to evaluate from my own perspective as well. Because I feel like withstanding the feedback here, I try to take it personal, because sometimes you create something and people kind of misunderstand it and like turn it into their own. Like they give you feedback based on their own experiences, and everything you put out, I feel like there's a way you're connected to it. So I just take out the necessary things, like the things that I actually feel like, okay, these things are related to this thing that I've put out, and also my own like the process that it takes to put out these things. I just take the advice as a whole, then I start to like pick and choose, but like on a plain perspective, without trying to take anything like personally or try to take it as this person is trying to like mock me or something. I just take it as plain advice. So I feel like feedback from people is necessary, and the way you like react to it or the way you take it also is necessary, because if you take it the wrong way, you might be dodging something that somebody is telling you that is actually like that if you like actually learn from it, it will be beneficial in the long run.
Yeah.
But now you're not taking it from an emotional perspective. I don't feel like just take it how you see it, then pick and choose based on the process and everything that leads up to you putting out work. Just don't take it personal.
Benjamin, how about you?
Again, we can see but before I used to not give a fuck, but as the process as growth is, as I grew, as I learned more, I learned to take people's opinion too. Sometimes their opinions are not to criticize you. Sometimes they are genuinely trying to help you, genuinely trying to say like things that can be done in a different way or a different manner, or things that could be done better. Just take the positives from their opinion, and if they said you did not do something right, try to check it if there was a way, or if it's just something that they thought, there are some things that they have ideas from their own head and they try to impact it on you, and sometimes it's just your idea and they cannot bring the idea and come and plaster in your own idea. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it. Like there are some things you had in your creativity, and that person also had that thing that contrasts it to your creativity, and you just know what to reject and know what to accept. Don't take it personal, like Victor said.
Yeah. My own framework for it is that I won't listen to any feedback that isn't constructive. So if you're giving an opinion but you're not constructing it properly, then thank you very much for your opinion. But then if you have a constructive way of giving feedback, then I'll probably listen to it. So let me listen. Probably I'll be listening to it.
Yeah.
So it's good opinions from you guys. Remove emotion and everything from when people are giving you feedback.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you now find inspiration or passion from your creative ventures, or like do you draw inspiration from, Benjamin?
I said I draw inspiration and motivation for myself. I said something earlier that how do creative directors do what they do? Where did they get these ideas from? And they just think. They think for themselves and they think for people. As I am, as a creative or as a director or whatever I am, there's some things that I think about and it's just insane. It's just sometimes for some people it's natural, and for some people they work on the process and stuff. But for me it's kind of natural. The thoughts just come, and it's up to if I want to implement the thoughts or not. Do you get me? So and also belief is also part of it. So believe can do it is also where I draw motivation from. So the thought without belief is zero, is nothing, no output, nothing. So the thoughts with belief and motivation from yourself pushing yourself that okay, I can do this thing, I'm capable of doing it, is going to produce something. Either something that is, something that is either perfect or something that is almost perfect and you could do better. You understand? Either way, is the idea from your head. From my head, for me, I'm speaking for me right now. So either way, is the idea from my head. So either I implemented it perfectly or not is from me. And yeah, that means I can still fix it up since I was the one that generated my idea. It is my idea. It is me that can also fix it up. So yeah, and as I said, taking people's critics or opinions sometimes to your work is good because it can just be one perspective that you are missing, yeah, and the person will give it, and everything will be like all the pieces will be fixed, like all the puzzles, everything will be in place. You get me? So yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
How about you, Victor?
Okay, for me, I feel like every problem, like even a drought in your inspiration or like your thought process, every problem is a knowledge problem. So for me, I would say go after knowledge in your field. That's like research, watch videos, read books, like, and in the long run, I think that like the build-up of knowledge or like newfound knowledge in your field will kind of spark creativity in you, and you're like, oh, let me actually put these things to practice. And over time, you just realize the more you get knowledge, the more you read, the more you research, the more you like write stuff down and ask questions, the more you want to like actually put this new knowledge to practice, and that just brings like new stuff to life from your perspective.
Victor is right, because I can remember when I really wanted to start. I had an idea but no knowledge. Like I don't know how to like do anything. The idea was there. And after I told you I took a year, I learned, I watched people doing their stuff. I tried to take some writing courses and I saw it was done. And I had to merge the knowledge I have or the ideas I had before with the ideas I have developed now. So yeah, that's good, Victor. A good opinion.
Yeah.
From my own perspective, my own way of drawing inspiration. First of all, like believing in yourself, believing that you can do certain things, or believing that you're on the right path. But like also inspiration in terms of me for writing. My writing is based on who I'm feeling at the moment. So anything I'm feeling, I write. If I'm not feeling anything, I won't be able to write it. Unless maybe I've been thinking about it for a while. Now the podcast is based on. I don't even know what the podcast is based on. I won't lie to you, but I think the podcast is based on books I've read. Because the first 3 episodes of my podcast was based on a book, As a Man Thinketh. So like that book that I read, it's not really a book, but it's like a 20-page book, like 30. So like that book that I read sets the foundation for 3 of my podcast episodes, and like 4 others going along the way. So from books, just like Victor said, books, watching videos, like watching how people do that stuff, and stuff like that. And also, like what Benjamin said, some ideas just come from me randomly. You just see something like, oh, let me do this, let me do that. So, that's where I draw inspiration from.
That's good.
Yeah, I have this question here that, like, sometimes, when you draw inspiration from people's work or like people's books, people's podcasts, whatever, it kind of questions your originality. Like, is this idea original? Are you the one actually, is it an original idea that you're trying to create on or something like that? Does that affect any of you guys?
I don't think so. I disagree with that. It's not. Let me put it like this, yeah. A director or let's say a director, yeah. Let's say person that wrote Game of Thrones. Person that wrote Game of Thrones. Is it the same person that directed it? I don't think so.
Yeah, not sure.
I don't think so. Yeah. The person that wrote it is let's imagine. It could be. There's every possibility that it could be. The person that wrote it is different from the person that directed it, and that puts people together. In fact, that the person that scripted it is different from the person that wrote it too. Do you get?
Yeah.
So you cannot tell me that script is not original just because drew inspiration or they followed the story of a book. Do you get what I'm saying? You cannot tell me what you, because let's say I'm just reading the book as a director now. I want to implement Game of Thrones to real life. Yeah, I never reach that level. I'll reach them. But let's say I want to bring Game of Thrones to real life. Like, I'm just reading the book. There's nothing. I've not plotted anything. Everything is just. I can change a plot. I can change a setting. I can change. Like we even saw at season 8. How he ended the movie is different from how
last season. It was shit.
Normal.
I'm so upset.
You know how we expected it to end. You understand? So the director or the scriptwriter can change things. Like, he can change it. He can turn it to his own. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody that is any creative, I don't know. I don't want to say this, but personally, if I draw inspiration from, I don't want to say this, but I draw inspiration from somebody's film, to create an interview episode, and it will come after my first episode, and that you cannot tell me there's no originality what I did, because I just saw it was like mad, so I can actually interview a tailor too. The person just filmed the tailor, but then I filmed the tailor and I interviewed it. So it's two different things. Yeah, I told the tailor story, and I also did the part I got inspiration from. I did that one too, and I filmed the tailor. I told the tailor story. Tailor told a story, and whatnot. You get me? You cannot tell me there's no originality. I'm telling somebody's story is different. So there's originality in every creation because it's coming from different perspective.
How about you, Victor?
For me, I feel like that drawing inspiration thing, it should be more about you and your own ideas than it's about the person that or the book that you read or like the video that you watched. For me, it's just like spark creativity and kind of put you back in gear, like to work or like put out things. It's not necessarily you like going to write down what somebody did, but it's like the more you find knowledge, the more you feel like, oh, let me put out my own thing. That kind of situation.
No, that makes sense.
I have another instance. So I read a book. I forgot the name of the book. I read a book, and the way they did the book, they did it in a very narrative way. So let's say we are the three of us here, are the people in the book here. So Benjamin tells his story from his own perspective. Victor tells his story from his own perspective. And Joba tells his story from his own perspective. And the book is all going to a plot whereby our destinies are going to practically, touch each other, and we are going to touch each other. Our lives are going to affect each other's lives. Do you understand? But it's from different perspectives, and everything is one writer.
Wow.
And everything is from one writer. Do you see how insane that is? Yeah. And I started, and I was crazy. And I was like, okay, I wrote a random short story, and I started developing it like that. You cannot tell me there's no originality in my work because I used a first person or second person type of format to write my stuff. But that's where I drew the inspiration from. You feel me? So yeah, there's originality in motivation or inspiration.
Research.
All right. So how do you guys deal with imposter syndrome or feeling like you're not good enough for the task or for creating stuff? Victor?
How do you do what?
How do you deal with imposter syndrome? Like feeling you're not good enough to create, or feeling like your creation or what you're trying to create is not good enough?
For me, the thing is that the way I look at it, I don't really look at it as like I'm not good enough to create something. Because I always feel like the idea itself will always come to somebody. So it depends on how you view your own creative approach to executing the idea. I feel like if you think you're not good enough, most times you won't actually be good enough to put that thing out. But for me, the best way to tackle if that's for someone that has that imposter syndrome, is to like get better at what you do and keep practicing. I think if you get better, the higher, actually like higher the ideas, or like the more complicated the ideas, you'll be like bolder to take them on without having to look down on yourself or like your work. So the more you like get better at what you do, the less anxious you'd be at like how grand an idea is.
How about you, Benjamin?
Okay. What was the question again? I want to answer with according to
like, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? Feeling like you're not good.
I want to ask the question, so I don't know if it's perspective or So how I deal with it is that I think it's normal. Yeah, you question yourself, you doubt yourself if you are good.
Yeah.
I think I said in the beginning of this episode that sometimes I think that was good before, and you're wondering whether you are good at it again or not. So yeah, it's pretty normal. Yeah, but then you are good enough. If you are good before, you are good. There's nothing like you can create. Your head now. So if you sometimes the thoughts will come, but you should not accept the thoughts. If you think you need to take it, you should not accept the thoughts. The thoughts will come. Just like saying the thought of killing yourself. How many times have we thought, I should just hang myself? Kill yourself, please. No, it's not that complicated. You understand? And when you think, I'm not good enough, when you say I'm not good enough, you are good for what you want. Probably are not just satisfied with what you like, the ideas you are bringing at that moment. That's why the thoughts are coming. It's not just because you are not good enough. They are good. You know you are good. Deep down, you know you are good. So accept the fact that you are good, and let you are not good enough just be the thoughts, and you should just pass by. And it's good to talk to somebody about it. Just tell the person that I'm going through this and I'm not feeling good. And talking to people about it helps. And if you talk to the right person, you just probably say the same thing I'm saying. It's just thoughts. Don't accept it. And if you talk to the wrong person will just laugh at you and say, fluke Joe. How guys are like.
Yeah.
Fluke Joe, but fluke. That kind of things. But yeah, you have to reject the thought of, oh, you're not good enough, and accept the thought of, I know that I'm good, but I figure out it. Like Victor said something about you have to figure out knowledge or something. Everything is something you have to try to fix as a creative. Yeah. You try to fix it. Yeah, try to fix the problem. What can you do better? I used to say something. If you don't consume, you cannot create.
You cannot create.
So let's say, if you don't consume, you cannot create enough. That's the truth. And it's proven in my life. I don't know for anybody, but in my life, it's proven. The more I feel something in my field, the more I have my own ideas, the more crazier they will be, and the more sometimes I'm trying to sleep at night in school, and I just finished watching like 2 hours of YouTube videos, and I'm trying to sleep. I rush over ideas, boom, 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 boom. I'll just stand up. Sometimes in dark, I'll start writing. I just write it down, because if you don't write it down, you lose it. That's it.
Yeah.
So I just write it down. I just write it down.
As well.
Yeah.
So I just
write everything down. It does not have to be constructive. Just write it down. Just write it down. Yeah. And you come back to it. So always consume what you create. If you don't consume, it be like I don't know. It be like what you did before was not like you're not the one that did it. The same thing with creative writing blog or something. A lot of us have writers, but we do not read books. We do not change the genre of books we read to. Just try to watch creativity. Be amused by other people's You understand? It's widen your knowledge. Learning is not limited. So yeah, that's basically my own opinion on it.
I think my own experience with my imposter syndrome is that I have this idea, just like what Victor was saying, like you have this idea because you're supposed to create it. Like God has given you this idea for you to create it. And sometimes anytime I feel like I'm not doing enough or I feel like I'm not doing enough, like there's always somebody, there's always an event, there's always a situation that just reminds me that you're here to do something. And it happens every single time. Every single time. It might be somebody just sending me a message out of the blue. It might be a video that I watch. It might be an audio note that I listen to, like a tweet that I see. And it just keeps you back on track. That, okay, like it doesn't matter, man. You're this person and you have to create this thing. You have to create that. So it's something that just really happens to me here. The imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not good enough. God just happens to just bring some situation at the right time and in the right place. So yeah, in the weirdest of time, weirdest of situations. So we're about to end this. I just have a few more questions, like a few more. So we're just going to talk about you guys' work of art. So Benjamin, you're creating a new YouTube channel called The Crib. Just tell us something about it. Tell us what to expect and tell us the process at which you're going for it.
Okay, so I think today or yesterday I posted what it is about on my Instagram, and Twitter. Basically, I had the idea of telling the story of creatives. Nobody tells their story for them. They have to, as much as they write it in songs are like 2 minutes. How much can they express in 2 minutes? You feel me? So I believe that every creative has a story to tell. And I don't know, maybe God wants me to be the one to tell the stories. I don't know. But the idea came to me and I was like, okay, I'm going to tell stories. And I don't want to do it in a corporate interview type of way. I wanted to be as comfortable and cool as possible. We can be chilling. We can go to your studio if you're a musician. We can just vibe with each other and we talk about your creativity, your journey. If you want to put out a song, talk about the journey of that song, depending on what it is. You understand? If you're a tailor, my interview or The Crib is not limited to natural creatives that we know that, okay, someone is a musician, is a videographer. No, I can be a tailor. A tailor is also a creative. Creating something. You see me? It can be a tailor, it can be a shoemaker, it can be anybody that is creating something. You understand? Yeah. Everybody has something to tell. Everybody have their stories to tell. So I believe that I'm going to create a platform or a portfolio, a lot of great people's stories, and people will go back and watch these interviews and be like, okay, this guy has been, way back, because nobody is interviewing young artists, young tailors, young nothing. Nobody is interviewing them. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
So I feel it's not even about publicity or anything. It's just, from my own point of view, let me just tell the stories of these people, and I hope people enjoy it as much as I want people to enjoy it. I want the creatives interviewing or I'm telling their stories to also enjoy it, to feel the nostalgia feeling of the old stuff. They should just reminisce about everything, you understand, and feel that, okay, I've come a long way. I cannot give up now. You feel me? I don't know if like if that interview is what will keep them going or not. It's something little that can keep somebody going. It can be an interview, it can be a word, it can be a sentence, it can be anything, it can be a picture, it can be a text, it can be a video, And if I'm able to do that, I'll be proud of myself, I'm proud of myself. And I hope I'm able to continue to to tell the stories for as long as possible. Yeah, so that's my aim. That's the purpose of The Crib.
Yeah, All right, Victor, how about you? How was the story for O4 Swagged Out and you posting feeds on Instagram and stuff?
Yeah. Okay, for me, the point of like the platform was safe expression. For me, it's just expressiveness using my own means, like how some people express using music, some people express using like construction, like engineers too, to me are creatives, architects are creatives, even people that use like own voice, that's like through interviews, podcasts like you and Benjamin now. So for me, the point is that I feel within myself that this is just like you said, an end to a means, like or a means to an end. Sorry, like for me, it's just one way that like God is trying to put me on a platform. Like, okay, this person is doing this thing, and then the grand view of everything is I feel in the long run I'm going to like open like NGOs and stuff to like support people and support kids and like teenagers too that have creative dreams. So it's not going to end at me just like expressing myself, but it's also like we can create like academies for like creatives. And I know the kind of challenges that I faced on my end because I didn't grow up in the kind of circle that like I didn't have uncles and aunties that were creative, just doing like the regular 9 to 5 office work, you understand? So it's almost hard for you to like tell somebody that you're trying to find a job in the thing that you're literally doing for fun. Like you're trying to turn your creativity into like a corporate thing. You understand? So for me, the thing is, I feel that this is just one out of numerous things that God is going to use. And also, that's why from styling, I've been able to venture into like photography. I've been able to venture into like filmmaking, video, like shooting videos as well. So for me, it's just God that knows where He's going to take me with all this. But like I know He's going to keep birthing like a lot of things from this one thing, this platform that He has given me now. So it's going to be like multiple things in the long run.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, guys. So 10 minutes left, I believe so. And I have 2 more questions. These questions are more like expressive questions, but take your time, but take your time, but All right.
What time?
Is almost. I think we have 10 minutes left. So
We can do it. Don't worry, we'll not take time.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with Victor.
Mm-hmm.
The question is an expressive question, so just speak your opinion on it. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Is there anything you want to say about the creative pursuits?
Anything I want to say about the creative pursuits?
Yeah.
Okay, for me, don't be afraid to team up with people. And as far as you are, and not just about teaming up with people, but make sure that you are chasing knowledge in what you are doing. That's to get better, practically and theoretically as well. Because one thing that I sure is that people love knowledge. People love to go after knowledge. And if you're just going to be that person that's always at the next party or the next rave or the next like event for your field without actually doing things for yourself, like building a portfolio and building yourself up, you actually like playing yourself in the long run. So for me, go after knowledge, practice, and pray. Yeah.
All right. Benjamin, how about you?
And sorry, let me say one last thing. I also believe like mentorship plays a very grand role. So you can find mentors in your field as well. That'll be good.
All right.
Okay. Let me first say this. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The moment you start getting scared of making mistakes, that's the moment procrastination sets in place. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. I've made lots of mistakes in my life. Every creative has made mistakes in their beginnings in their life. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Associate yourself with creative-minded people. Does not mean I should not have friends that are not, everybody has their own gifts and talents, But just associate yourself, make sure you associate yourself with creative-minded people and sell yourself. you can, like Victor said, you can go to every party, every rave, and you just be looking and be raving or be dancing and just do whatever everybody is doing in the party. But then say yourself, I know how to sell myself. I can go to a place and we'll talk about something that anything that relates to me. I will say I can do it and I'll sell myself. And like I said, have a portfolio or something that you can show for it. Yeah. So sell yourself. Know how to sell yourself. Don't be able to sell yourself. You are good enough. Don't let that voice overtake you. Let the voice of you are good, you can do it, you are good, overtake you, and sell yourself seamlessly. Don't be afraid to sell yourself. And it's okay to be scared, and don't be afraid to take time, like to take space. Just make sure you come back. Learn, be open to learn. Don't have the belief that you've learned it all. There's nothing like that in any field, in life, in anything. You have not learned it all. I mean, other scientists that they've gone through every degree in this world are still learning. Like, they're still learning about species, learning about things. So learning is infinite. It's not limited. It's unlimited. So when you are in a gathering of people that don't even know up to you, try to listen to them, because you might listen to something that you don't know.
Yeah.
You feel me? So if they're not up to you, they don't know up to you, try to listen. So you can hear something they'll say and be, how will I put it? Try to be free to ask them to teach you. Don't be feel the pride. Own your pride though, but don't be feel the pride to learn. I always say that I'm a very proud person. But when it comes to learning something, I'm not afraid to learn. From a woman, from a man, from somebody younger than me in my field, I will learn. There's no shame in learning. Because if you laugh at me as I'm learning from you, I bet you, give me 2 months, I'll be better than you in that thing because you laughed at me. So it is what it is. I do not care if you laugh at me. You can't tell your friends. Do you know that Benjamin, yeah, he came to me to learn one two. I use Sabio. I don't send you. I just want to learn what I want to learn. If I learn it, I go and practice it, I get better at it. So do not be afraid to ask for help. That's another thing. So I think I'm saying too much. Those are the things I know that so far I've learned so far, because there are a lot of things that I have to learn as I'm going to.
All right. My own opinion, I'll just keep this short, is that the creative pursuit is a very worthwhile one. And I believe that we are all creators in our own way, just like what Victor said about an architect is a creator, or a tailor, just like Benjamin said, tailor is a creator. We're all creators in our own way. So don't be afraid to embrace that creative pursuit. Don't be afraid to have ideas and execute them. Right? So I have one question, not one question per se. So I'm just going to keep this one short. I'm going to keep this one short and brief. I don't want to say in 2 sentences or more, but this is like a question I ask at the end of every episode now. Is there anything you want to say to the world? Is there anything you want to say to the world?
Man, anybody that creates, anybody, don't be afraid to dare to create. That's my watchword is here. That has been my watchword since I started my creative direction pursuits. Don't be afraid to dare to create. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do that thing the way it is in your mind. If you think it's crazy, you put it out there. People will be like, this guy is mad. He's insane. This is heart. Art is supposed to evoke feeling. You feel me? So if people are not eating or loving stuff, because you have to make them eat all of it. You understand? If you are worried that people are going to eat your stuff, you have problem. So don't be afraid to dare. If people are going to eat it, dare to do it. Do it. And see if they hate it. If they hate it, it's fine. You've evoked their feeling, because that's what art is. That's what creativity is all about. Evoke feeling, love, hate, anything. Just evoke feeling. So it's when you don't evoke any feeling, that's when the problems, starts from. Yeah, that's what
All right. Yeah, Victor, how about you?
Okay, for me, I would say whether it's creativity or like formal, like corporate work, just allow God guide you. Always allow God guide you. Everything else follows after that. Just totally submit to God and allow Him guide you. Secondly, everything you think is a hindrance isn't really a hindrance. Whether it's that you feel like you're not being allowed to be in certain spaces, or you're not maybe due to location, or you're not just able to go to these like events in your field and all that. Everything that you think is a hindrance isn't a hindrance. The amount of time that you have, like where you're not necessarily being like very involved in your field, I believe you should just keep working something out for yourself. Let's keep learning or to just work within your means, like work with the things that you have. Keep working with the things that you have. I feel like at the end of the day, everything pays off. Yeah, people get signed like off of like social media. People get taken to like a different country, like models that have been found on like TikTok and you feel that, oh, because I'm not in a certain city or I'm not in a certain geographical location, I can't like make it in my field. Just kill that mindset. Keep going after knowledge. Keep being bold. Keep following God and keep creating. Everything that you think is a hindrance is not really a hindrance.
Yeah, one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. Quickly, the world does not revolve around you. So if something goes bad, I think I like to say this in every setting that's like this. The world does not revolve around you. If something goes bad, it's because it has to go bad. You understand? That's how the world works. Somebody's success is another person's failure. That's how the world works. Somebody's employment is another person's rejection. That's how the world works. So don't let that keep you from doing what you want to do.
So thank you guys for joining this episode. It's a very long one. I'm guessing it's about like an hour 30 and up to 2 hours at this point. So thank you guys for taking your time, to share your experiences on being a creator or being a creative and just letting people know how the process works and everything. So I would link Benjamin's Twitter, Victor's Twitter, Victor's Instagram, Benjamin's Instagram. I also link their work and everything in the bio. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for sticking this long. It's going to be a 2-part at this point because it's quite long. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for sticking out, and I'll see you later. I'll see you in an hour. Peace.
All right, thank you.